I said, hey yo, what is going on, guys? It's your boy Mojados, and we're back with another video. Hope you guys are doing well. Today we're going to be jumping into what's going on across all markets. Lately, we've seen a decline in price here. The halving took place. Bitcoin's narrative is nice and hot. We're holding above the 3-week demand zone. So if you guys are aware, if you're not, every single month or every single week actually, we've been talking about this level simply because it is the main level of support here. And you can clearly see 1, 2, 3 wicks here solidifying this area as being a support. Right now, again, we see a massive wick pushing off of this level. So again, depending on how price action ages off of here, my assumption is that it holds. We're going to get ready to see new all-time highs sometime in the next month or two. Right now, again, it can be invalidated, but I'm not in the business of focusing on BTC here because I am mostly focused on altcoins. And I think pretty much 95% of the market is. So, right now BTC is chopping along. Again, if a buy zone is tapped down here at 52K, this is a 1-week demand zone. That's obviously a buy area. And again, I don't think we see 46. I think this is out of the picture now. But again, in any circumstance, if this happens, I will empty my bank account. So it's as simple as that. Again, just holding above this 3-week demand zone. So we'll see how price action ages. Right now, we look at total. This is, again, another level that we've held very well. And if you guys are following me on Twitter, then you guys know that I pretty much talked about how this area would potentially get tapped, right? So, that is that. And it's kind of exciting to see this because at the same time, while we are at this level, it's good because I think most people are kind of scared right now, right? Like, let's be serious. A lot of people are scared. Why do we hit the lows here? Why is price action breaking down? Are we getting another leg down? Whatever the answer is to that, we all know at the end of the day, this is going way higher, right? So, like, technically speaking, most of us, again, are not traders. Most of us are going to do the wrong thing that, ends up hurting you, right? If you end up buying the low, you're probably, not going to hold, or maybe you might get shooken out if we get another dip. Whatever the case may be, 95% of retail is going to get wrong-footed into doing the wrong thing. So again, like if you look here on X, I shared this post pretty much talking about how we are potentially going to get a drop down here to green, right? And I say it very subtly because nothing in this market shocks me. And again, a flush is very well needed, and it's pretty much a very good thing should we keep on uptrending. So pretty much what you can see right here, I wouldn't be shocked if we, if green is tapped. And again, this is the green area here. And so again, it gets tapped 2 times. So again, I'm not trying to act like I'm the best person or the best trader, tooting my own horn here, but the idea is that you must pretty much identify these levels, and once these levels are tapped, have a plan. And my plan is to long the shit out of altcoins because I believe that this is the low. I think the bottom is in, and you hear me say it here. You're not going to hear me say if this or it just basically, you don't know my bias, right? A lot of people sit there and they say things, but they're not really confident in it. I am super confident in this being the bottom here. I think we're going to keep trending. Should we get another wick below green, I just only care as long as green is held, right? So if we get some sort of another wick down here, as long as the weekly candle is holding above this green area, then I just don't see an area or a reason to be concerned. Can it happen? Absolutely. Do I think this is the bottom? Definitely a high probability. So I'm going to bet the marbles on that. And I have longed the shit out of many alts I'm going to share in this video. But another thing is this. So pretty much in 2021, when we saw an alt season take place, you pretty much saw a stablecoin dominance chop inside of a order block or some type of level here. And over here, back in 2021, you pretty much saw alts going sideways here. And then alt season pretty much spurred and everything went absolutely bonkers. And this is also something that I've shared on my X account. So here it is. This is pretty much exactly what we're expecting. Pretty much, again, saying, listen, this is the bottom, right? And again, we were right on the money with that. And right at the top, there's also wicks, which is, I'm starting to think it's not like luck anymore. I think that we've identified so many trends and so many things at this point that, to say it's luck is just crazy. This is pure TA. You can clearly see the timestamps on these tweets. And for it to work out so perfectly, just the only thing we're missing now is altcoins to go berserk. And all the things that like are leading us to believe altcoins are going to get ready to like go higher are already there. So we'll see how that ages. But again, like you can see here, like if we start going down from here, altcoins are going to go ballistic, right? So I just don't know what to expect, except I am super bullish. Again, this is currently the chart right now for stablecoin dominance. Like we're literally at this level, and every single time we've hit a resistance on these charts, guess what happens? They fold back over and alts go ballistic. So we'll see what happens, right? The market is constantly rotating. The money is going from place to place. Meme coins, real world assets, you have gaming tokens, artificial intelligence, whatever the narrative is, the money is shuffling between stables and different alts. So this is going to be fun to watch as, it gets ready to break down lower. And I think it's going to break down lower. It's just a matter of keeping an eye on this and seeing if it does get invalidated to refocus our attention on what may be happening, the deviations in the market that happened. So one thing that did deviate is our Bitcoin dominance. It's ended up going higher than I anticipated. I still do believe this may be the top here, even though like it has more room to go higher. Sounds crazy, but again, like the trend in itself does look bullish. I'm not going to sit here and tell you it doesn't. Like this overall structure looks like it wants to go higher. But at the same time, like this is just such a perfect area for it to stop as a resistance. So we'll see what happens. Again, altcoins taking the lead here would be most ideal. It looks like that's going to happen. Even looking at total 2, we bounced off of this EMA, which is absolutely perfect, holding above this 2-month demand zone, which is just very, very nice to see. And again, I mean, look, this stuff can play out in many ways. A correction can be choppy. The correction can, again, play out in many different ways, but that's not the point here. The point is looking at these levels, looking at the extremes, and seeing that, again, like we've seen in the past, alt seasons happen at these levels of resistance. And Bitcoin itself is holding very nicely here as, we see this weekly close take place. So this is all very good things. ETH is also getting ready to gear up higher, in my opinion. I do think that this may have been the bottom. But again, Ethereum leading is not necessarily a good or a bad thing, but you definitely see hidden bullish divergence here for ETH from this low to low, and obviously the RSI making a new low. XRP is still chopping in this trend. I still do believe that we're going to get some type of resolution this year because, again, the consolidation at this level, the choppiness and price action is just absolutely insane, and it's only a matter of time before this stuff finally breaks out. So again, I'm not really too concerned. I just do believe that something is on the cusp of happening, whether it's a breakdown to the low or a breakdown to the high. You guys know that I believe we're going to see a massive breakout to the upside. But again, there's no guarantees in this market. I just want to be very clear, but my marbles are on XRP, being one of the altcoins that does pull the unexpected. And then also Crown, guys, I do believe this is a very, very underrated token. It's actually one of my biggest holdings, simply because of the user data, the game itself, the NFT ecosystem, and so much more. But if you just look at what's going on with Crown, and I should just call it photo finish, like the on-chain metrics here, like more people are playing, more people are depositing money, there's more races happening, like everything on-chain is just showing more and more usage of the game itself. This is not like another game that just, they create and, you just play, right? This is not, this is like unequivocally proven to have like asymmetric, like stats, like literally everything's just going straight up right now. And they have a dashboard on their website, which I don't want to go too much into depth, but this is one of the things that I'm betting on here because I do believe Crown is a very underrated game. Yes, there is the gambling side, and then there also is the NFT ecosystem, which a lot of people are making a lot of money on without even racing, right? That's kind of crazy to think about. So Crown is definitely going to be one of those tokens that I think has the potential to actually 20x from this level. Sounds crazy, I know, but we'll have to see when this starts going up very, very soon. So that's that. Also, looking at Woo, this is another token that I spoke about. Pretty much gave you guys a hint earlier before it happened. March 26th, everything looked like it was in a flat. And then pretty much what happens is Woo just drops down. So I've also shared a little while back that everything looks like it's in a flat right now, again on X. So if you guys are not following me there, then you're gonna miss out on these updates. So I mean, I'm gonna keep repeating myself just because the people who are following me on X know exactly what I'm talking about. But again, let's pull up Woo here so you guys can see. Woo literally, had a perfect ABC correction, retesting this whole entire range that we saw here. And in my opinion, this is probably going to start gearing up very slowly, but it's all going to happen very fast, because if we get that brutal alt season that I expect, every single altcoin that has retested back down to the previous range is going to start running much, much higher. So again, across the board, a lot of coins look like they've put in an ABC correction. Either it looks like this, either like this, right? So it's a three-legged move, a retest, a new high, and then again, a retest of either C going down to A or C staying above A, which it just depends on what alt you're looking at. Like I've shared here for actually Bonk, this is actually something I've longed again on X, so I'm not going to say follow me there. But things are moving fast. The market is fast. You guys can see here that I was talking about how Bonk is getting ready to go higher, and I was ready to ladder in more. But whatever the case may be, it was sitting at 14,293. And as it stands right now, I am up significantly on this position. You can clearly see here that from 14,293, wherever the low was, we're sitting at a 53% gain. So this is obviously a very, very nice move that took place. And guys, it's literally right here, guys, right? Like the timestamps are there. You can't make this stuff up. And the reason why we longed it was simply because of the ABC corrections that we're seeing in the whole entire market, right? Whether it's a running flat or an expanded flat, the ABCs are a three-legged move. Either C passes A or stays above A. So we'll see what happens here. I mean, this can technically still keep chopping, but I do believe Bonk is going to be outperforming a lot of meme coins because it actually didn't do nothing for over like a month and a half, right? And everyone was expecting it to do something, and it did make a new high, but a lot of people actually bought the top and to only sell back at the lows for it to start gearing back up to new all-time highs and to go even higher, right? So it's going to be nice to see this going higher here. But again, it's going to require patience like everything else in this market, guys. We know that everything is moving very slowly, but at the same time, it's going to require more patience here. So that's that, right? And I want to talk quickly about what's happening with gold and the DXY. The DXY is absolutely worrying because if we do start seeing a new high here, then you can pretty much expect everything to keep dumping across equities markets, and equities are going to obviously roll over, which means that Bitcoin's going to roll over because they're just so tightly correlated. The S&P looks like complete dog water. I'm just surprised right now that Bitcoin has not mimicked this yet, but it may be that we're going to see a retracement, and then that's actually when alts start going crazy. Or maybe this is just a pullback to just potentially roll back up again, right, for the S&P, right? So we'll see what happens. Again, this is all going to play out within due time. I'm not going to move my positions around. I believe that we're going to get ready to gear and go higher for the S&P because of the Fed being checkmated. And again, they're pretty much at a point right now where they kind of can't do anything, because if they increase interest rates, then that's going to be really bad. And if they cut, that's obviously going to be really bad as well, for many reasons. So we'll have to see what happens. I do believe that they're not going to cut anything in terms of interest rates because, again, the Fed actually just came out, like I think it was like on the 10th. They said that they're not going to increase interest rates until 2025, which is crazy because they're saying that they were going to do many rate cuts in 2024 in Q1, and they didn't do any so far, right? Because the data is coming out, pretty much inflation's too high, and they can't really cut, right? So, yeah. That's not good. So we'll see what happens. But again, it's good for markets. Obviously horrible for the economy and the middle class and everything else. So we'll have to see how that ages. And then again, gold on an absolute rampage here. And this is what happens, right? After such long consolidation, 3,600 days, you're going to see this continue to go way higher, guys. This is just the beginning of the run here for gold. I do anticipate this going absolutely way higher. So it's only going to be a matter of time. It's only going to be it's only going to go crazier in my opinion. So we'll see what happens here. And again, to see Bitcoin rising with gold is going to be very interesting. because I guess the narratives kind of play hand in hand. You have digital gold, and then you have the physical gold. Whatever the case is, I mean, clearly Bitcoin has not been a great store of value, but overall, in terms of long-term, value, right, since the inception of Bitcoin, is clearly the best performing asset I think we've seen in history. So we'll see what happens. Again, I'm rooting for everyone to do well, but again, that's not how markets work, unfortunately. And I just want to make sure I covered all of my premise here. Everything is just so fun to see across the markets. We've done very well so far. And guys, the only thing we're missing here is just seeing XRP explosion. I want to see Crown do really well. And obviously, you guys know that I'm long and strong on Bonk right now. So hopefully that also goes bonkers here. No pun intended. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm also long a few other alts here that I'm not going to cover for this video. It gets way too long. But the idea remains the same. Pretty much, I believe the market bottomed here. Bitcoin dominance may have topped. Not going to try to predict that anymore. But again, it doesn't matter because we're seeing the money pretty much maybe make a new high here. But it looks like it's going to roll back over. So again, the money's going to rotate back out of stables into crypto, which is very good. And at the same time, it may be that we're in a retracement across the S&P, but not going to be in the business of predicting that. Right now, let's focus on what's ahead of us 1 week at a time. I like these updates. So that's pretty much it. Thanks for making it to the end. Like and subscribe if you have not already. And as always, haro, haro, haro. Peace.